Since I escaped Australia in 2022, I've traveled to over 20 different countries looking for the best steak in the world. And I think I finally found a country that I can live on only steak for less than $7 a day. So before you call me crazy, you are going to want to see what producer Pam has for us today. What do you got there, honey?
Well, I have different steak qualities. This one, it costs $4 in our local store here in Argentina. This one costs $3 in our local store.
So,
I don't know you guys how much it costs in your current location.
So we got two steaks, okay? So we got in each packet you get two T-bone steaks. One of them's $4, one of them's $3, but the steak you get from the restaurants is actually even cheaper than what you can buy in the local supermarkets, okay? So we're going to be showing you all of that, and we're also going to be actually comparing the cost of living between Argentina, where we are today, with lots of other popular digital nomad hotspots like Mexico City and like some other places in, Colombia. We're going to be showing you both the anecdotal experience as well as what the statistics online tell us about how cheap it actually is to live here in Argentina and why I am actually trying to get an Argentinian passport. So let's start explaining all of that and more, okay? Let's have a look at a few photos that I want to show you before we start crunching the numbers. So I tweeted this out yesterday. I said the internet is the best place in the world to make money, and Argentina is the best place to spend it. Okay, so as you can see here, look at those massive two steaks we got. Okay, that all up cost us something like $26 at a very, very high-end restaurant, like really nice restaurant, table service, the whole works. They bring you a ton of different breads if that's your style. Pam loves it. I think this is actually the shop they brought us out the lollipops as well, babe. So anyway, high-end restaurant, $26 for two massive T-bone steaks like that. It's about as expensive as it gets. Supermarket, just as cheap. As you can see, 2 kilos of T-bone steak from Argentina for $14. We got those 4 packs of meat. 3 of those packs have 2 steaks in them. All up cost you $14. And I said that would have cost me $85 when I was living in California. So I had let's say a base in California for around 6 to 9 months in 2022. I was doing a lot of traveling, a lot of nomading, but I had a little bit of a base in California. Wasn't living there, definitely not living there, just a tourist. I went in and out of the country multiple times, but I know what the cost of living is like in California. That would have cost me $85, okay? It is absolutely ridiculous there, which is obviously why I encourage people to go where you're treated best. Even have a look at this. So let's say maybe steak isn't your vibe. Well, have a look at the massive grocery haul we got here. This is, as you can see, kilos of steak, 30 eggs, strawberries, lechuga. Lechuga is lettuce. We got zanahoria, that's carrots. And you've got some sugar-free Coke up the back there and some milk. All of that cost us 24 big ones, $24, okay? So literally everything in Argentina is cheap. I'm still shocked at how cheap things are at the shops. So as you can see, we got lunch for 2 in Argentina for a grand total of $11. We got the receipt there on the table for you guys to check out. We got 2 main courses of steak, 2 sugar-free Cokes, 2 empanadas. All of that cost us $11. Again, grand total $11. It is literally that cheap here in Argentina. It's really incredible. And obviously the currency is a separate situation because I want to play this video for you guys.
So we're going to show you what hyperinflation looks like in Argentina paying for dinner. The girlfriend and I just had dinner at the second nicest steakhouse here in Argentina, Buenos Aires, and as you can see, the total is 28,800 pesos. So that is around 24 to 25 US dollars, which is 29 Argentinian peso bills. As you can see,
and we're trying to pay for it here. You can see us trying to pay for it. There's $28 for lunch. I'm not going to force you to watch the whole video. Pam's trying to count in the video. You can check it out. You can follow us on Twitter. If you don't know, we actually have a Twitter account as well, not just a YouTube channel, where we post a lot more nomading and nomading centered content. But again, the $1 bill is the most common highest denominated bill that there is in Argentina. So it's very, very rare to actually get the $2 bill. But Argentina is changing things, okay? We can actually see here, this is a recent article. As you can see, May 7th, 2024, inflation hit Argentina, has a new biggest banknote of $10. So now they're introducing a new banknote that is going to make things a little bit easier to pay with, because it is very difficult walking around with big wads of cash just trying to pay for everyday goods and services in Argentina, because the currency is destroyed. They are, as we can see from one of these posts, suffering from 246% inflation. It's obviously not as high now. Milei has got a lot of this under control since taking office, and he's cutting a lot of the government jobs and all of that kind of stuff, but it is still incredibly expensive. Well, sorry, it's incredibly not fun to be paying with the local currency. Okay, expensive is the wrong word. But let's compare this to some other digital nomading hotspots, because lots of people will say, but Luke, I love Mexico City. Most nomads think that Mexico is, a nomad in heaven, so to say. And look, I like Mexico. I think it's cool. I could see myself living in Mexico. I mean, the weather year-round's amazing, really great geography, ton of land, relatively, safe from any psyops that might happen, because they do grow a lot of their own food there. But I don't think it's as cheap, or I don't think the quality of food is as good as it's made out to be. And I think it's just not as cheap as, let's say, Buenos Aires in Argentina. So as you can see here, this is a cost of living comparison, okay? So it's comparing the cost of living between the two places, Mexico City and the capital city of Argentina. So as you can see, food in Argentina at restaurants, 21% cheaper. Meal for two at a mid-range restaurant, 41% cheaper in Argentina. Beer, 50% cheaper in Argentina. Okay, everything is cheaper. At the markets, food is 35%, 23% cheaper. As we can see, this is one of my favorite websites, Numbeo. It's brilliant. Chicken, 50% cheaper. Transportation, 50% cheaper. Utilities, 30% cheaper. Where's the big one? Sports and leisure, 60% cheaper. Childcare, 50% cheaper. Rent, 54% cheaper. Okay, so everything in Argentina is significantly cheaper than Mexico. And let me tell you, the quality of meat here in Argentina is the best meat in the world. If you guys didn't know, they actually have won awards for this. As you can see, for the third consecutive year, the best steak on the planet is from Argentina. Now, most people will actually remember that the Argentina soccer team recently won the World Cup, okay? And what's funny about their World Cup win is, I'm going to show you the headline. So you guys can see what the world's best soccer team in the world did. Argentina and Uruguay took 4,000 pounds of meat to the World Cup with them. And that's simply because they have the best meat in the world. And a lot of people here in Argentina do predominantly eat meat. And let me tell you, the people in Argentina are probably, what do you think, Pam? Do you think they're the fittest people in Latin America you've seen? People in Argentina?
Sí.
I mean, places like Mexico, El Salvador, people are extremely out of shape. And I think that's because they just, they eat processed trash. They eat industrial sludge. All the street food in Mexico is deep fried with 100 different seed oils, and, it's all processed with sugar and crap like that. In Argentina, I don't think it's a surprise that people eat a lot of meat and they're very healthy. They're very happy. And as you can see, the best soccer team in the world brought 4,000 pounds of meat with them to the World Cup. Okay, incredible, absolutely incredible. And this is obviously because it is the best steak in the world. Okay, we can see here that this Argentinian steak has won the gold medal in the Global Steak Challenge 3 years in a row. Okay, what do you think, Pam? What do you think about El Salvador steak? Chime in.
Well, one thing that I just said before, and compare with, for example, Colombia or El Salvador, Argentina, they have better quality about ingredients in the supermarket because they try to control that kind of things. It's the same like in Europe that you can have different stickers. They say exceed of saturation, a lot of sugar. It's the same here in Argentina. So, for example, if you have something, they say free sugar, they have a big sticker that say a lot of sugar in this package, things like that. So I think that's one point in compare with El Salvador that, yeah, just as you say, not many people are in El Salvador so healthy at all that in comparing Argentina. And I also think is the quality that the way that they eat here, the quality is steak and all the foods in grocery store available here.
Yeah, it's a great point. The food quality is much better here in Argentina. We got a question from Cos. Which country is best for tropical fresh fruit? In the summer, I would actually say the fruit is the best in Argentina. This is just my personal experience. I haven't done a lot of researching or looking into which countries have the best fruit. I do know sometimes Central America, South America has great fruit. I found that Colombia also has great fruit. Right now, fruit's a lot more expensive in Argentina. Strawberries are actually 10 times more expensive than they are today than they were 6 months ago when Pam and I were here in November. Now, I haven't looked into that, but I'm guessing that is because of some seasonality differences. What do you think, Pam? Do you have an opinion on Koz's question there about the tropical fruit?
Yeah, well, I say that I ate the best fruit quality tropical fruit here in Argentina, Brazil also, and in Colombia. And because of right now in Argentina about the fruit, yeah, it's a little bit expensive that we remember the last time. I don't know. It could be also the fact that the hyperinflation is always changing every single week here, and also maybe it's not the season for that the fruit.
Yeah, I think it's seasonal, but the prices here in Argentina are so volatile. So the steak is the cheapest in the world, but lots of other things are more expensive than other things around the world. So I can't think of a specific example to give you guys, but I've been shocked by a few prices. Like obscure things like chewing gum are very expensive here. But all of the essentials like Ubers, all of that is super cheap. And obviously, literally 80% of the food that Pam and I eat is like steak and eggs. And it's the cheapest and the best quality in the world. Like the eggs you get here in Argentina, the yolk is so orange. It is incredibly orange here in Argentina. Have you noticed something similar, or do you have any other thoughts on the food?
Well, I love ice cream. So yesterday we are looking for but the best ice cream I ate is here in Argentina. So I was looking for the same store again. And when I check the prices, they have like a sticker in front of the big sign in front of the store because they are always changing. And I see the difference between the last 6 months that we've been here. It's about 2,000 pesos of difference of the same ice cream that I like it. So yes, the difference.
So the same ice cream is increased by $2. It was $4. Now it's $6. So that's 50% more expensive in only 6 months. Yeah. So it's expensive. So 2,000 pesos is $2 for most people who don't know. $1 is about 1,000 pesos today. So 2,000 pesos, $2 more expensive. And yeah, that's a great point about the ice cream. The ice cream here is the best in the world. You go grab your tub out of the freezer and show them, babe, I can't eat too much of the ice cream because I'm a little bit of a natural fat kid. And as soon as I start eating the ice cream, it really shows. But Pam will put that whole tub of ice cream away and probably she'll eat the rest of this tonight. Have a look at it. She tells me she's got the genes. She can just eat. Look at that. It's a mass. It's actually bigger than. It's the same size as a big head. It's a big tub of ice cream. So that costs about $6 here in Argentina, and it's actually delicious. Really McLovin says eggs have the highest metabolic rate of any food. Couldn't agree more. And I also feel the exact same with McLovin. The reason why 80% of my food is, eggs and steak is not only because I love that food. I genuinely find it delicious. If you can cook the steak correctly, that's a big thing most people go wrong with. Once you got the high quality steak, if you cook it correctly, it's great. But I always feel 100% better after eating a big hearty steak dinner. I always feel better and more energetic and more productive. So couldn't agree more with what McLovin says there. Now, again, I think I want to show you one more quick video about hyperinflation in Argentina that I made for you guys last year. Now, we are going to be making a lot more videos on this channel that are a little bit more edited because we have so much footage, we have so much photos, which would look a lot better in a more edited video, but we just wanted to quickly go live today. So again, stay tuned for the better, more high quality videos, but I wanted to play you this quick one here that I've got prepped for you guys that we made from our last trip in our kilos of meat from inflation. We just picked up 4 kilos of meat from our local grocery store for a grand total of $14. Of course, when we went to go and pay with the local currency, the pesos, it was a lot more complicated than just handing over $14. We're going to come back to that in a sec. I want to show you some of the bargains we got. So this is 1 kilo of T-bone steak. As you can see there, that's 4,000 pesos. $1 equals around 1,100 pesos. So that whole pack, about $3.50. You can see every pack here is around $2 to $3, even the high quality premium stuff. Now, again, let's take a look at the peso situation. So because I already explained the peso situation, I'm not going to get back into it, but this video is from our last trip in Argentina from about 6 months ago. And the prices of steak, I don't think have changed too much. Maybe they increased by about 10 to 20% from then. I really think that we were at Argentina at the absolute peak. At the very tail end of Sergio Massa's presidency, I think that could have been the cheapest that Argentina will ever be, okay? The government was spending money like a drunken sailor and, you know, inflation was at 250%. Who knows? It certainly could get worse, but I think Argentina is going to still remain relatively cheap for the next few years as a digital nomad. This is why I'm trying to get the citizenship of Argentina, because I really do love the country. It's super cheap. It's amazing. It's relatively safe. Not as safe as El Salvador, but it is one of the safer countries that I've been. So if you are a digital nomad, I would highly recommend you check out Argentina. I know it's a lot further away from the West and from Canada and from America and these other places like that, but I really do think it is worth the extra mile to go and check out. And it is certainly worth the extra mile when you run the numbers, because when you do run the numbers, it becomes pretty obvious that, you know, it makes a lot of sense to be a digital nomad, okay? And that is simply because you can save tens of thousands of dollars by becoming a digital nomad, okay? So I don't know if you guys saw this video or not, but we made a video recently. It was our first live stream on the channel where we showed you the maths and the calculations of how we saved $44,982 in 2023 by becoming a digital nomad. And that was purely from taxes. Hypothetical taxes I would have had to pay if I was living in my open air prison in Australia, okay? So again, if you didn't see that video, jump on back over there and check it out. And with all that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's live streams. Great to see some regulars in the chat. We got All Night Hider. He says steak should be medium rare on the rare side. That's objective. I agree. I think that's objective as well. My steaks are always on the, you know, the medium side. I always cringe when I have to cook for Pam's family because they all like it like burnt, you know, super well done steak. I hope Mabel.
They prefer now medium.
Okay, now they prefer medium apparently. Anyway, I think medium rare steak is the best. All Night Hider has absolutely nailed it. If you do want to watch that video, Pam has linked it in the chat. So again, check that one out if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed today's video, you can smash the like button on this one. I think it does help push this content in front of the eyeballs of more people, so we'd appreciate that. And with all that said, thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. We will be going live later on in the week. So thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the